When I started recognizing, like, something is not right, I got engaged.
If you try to hold on to everybody and everything from your past, if they aren't growing with you, you're going to stay stagnant. That's just the reality.
And if you don't know who you are, it may be intimidating.
If you don't want to grow, then don't be mad at me because I do.
I like happy women. I like women who are happy.
The people that you interact with and the environment that you're around, your mindset starts to change.
For sure. I follow him on Instagram. He posted something this morning. He was just like, beware of people who are miserable and want to make you miserable too.
Mm-hmm. Go where you grow.
Yes, go where you grow. I like that.
Welcome to Sold Sistas Podcast. I'm your girl LaTrease.
I'm Cairo.
And I'm Future.
And we are the Sold Sisters. So today we are talking about homegirl to homeowner when the inner circle isn't ready to grow.
Now, LaTrease, we have to have a moment for our argument second.
Okay, my bad.
Please let us know what you guys, how you feel about it. What you think?
All she could was sit in the corner and chuckle walking.
I think it's so cutesy, but yeah, y'all, this was a lot.
It's a lot of work.
A labor of love.
It's a lot of work.
Labor of love. But yeah, we're talking about when you level up and purchase your home, how are the girlies feeling? Do you have the support of your friends and family, or is the new address kick start towards you making some new friends?
Ooh, new friends.
Let's talk about it.
So not only that, but also mourning friendships.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you get new friends.
Yeah, everybody is not going to be in your life forever. Sometimes they're in your life for a season.
For a season.
Or lots of seasons.
You can't say
No, I'm saying like lots of seasons and then years go by and then it's like.
Yeah. I think like being I'm not in my 30s yet, but kind of going through. I'm like,
oh wait a minute. Did you feel that shade?
What the fuck did that mean?
No, that's how they talk to me.
What does that mean?
I was about to say.
I'm saying like that in my
I can relate to you guys.
I'm not in my 30s. I was just letting people know. Like I'm not in my 30s, but I mean like that. I'm an adult now. Like I'm an adult and I'm going through the phase of life. And I notice like some of my friends, we grow and we show every girl stuff and supportive. Like I'm always gonna support people that I love. I think it's very weird when you were friends with somebody and you know they're going after their dreams, unless you guys fell out for like a weird reason to not support people. I'm always going to support my friends. If I was cool with you, I'm always gonna love you and show up for you. But you grow apart.
When have you let's cut the mess. When have you encountered a relationship where you felt like you were growing and maybe somebody close to you was not growing, or you dealt with the situation of having a friend and while you were growing, their attitude changed towards you, where they got a little catty or were acting a little jealous?
I'm really trying to see. I don't know. Do you have an example of that? I don't really have so many friends. Like, I have a sister, so it's quick for me to cut somebody off.
How messy do y'all want to do today?
I'm gonna be honest, because anything that I can say about a friend that's still my friend or a past relationship, it's the truth. I'm not gonna lie on anybody, and I'm not gonna be nasty about it, but I feel comfortable telling the truth.
Okay.
Will you share?
Look, which time? I'm starting to think I'm the problem. No.
You have to be like, wait a minute.
Which time? The one time I can think of right now off the top of my head, I've told Cairo this before. I had a friend and we knew each other from way back. We knew of each other. And we reconnected in adulthood. And I thought we were friends. I feel like she thought we were friends, but it was just always like weird stuff periodically going on. My weight has been like a thing for me. I'm grown now, so it's just like I know what I need to do. But at that time, I was really insecure about my weight, and I was like smaller than this. I was like 160 something. And I remember I gained a little weight, and she made it like, she kept talking about it. Like, okay, now, and she used to be a bigger girl too. Like,
So what did she say? Like,
one thing in particular that she said was she was dealing with a guy, and me and her was working out, and they were having some issues. So he rolled down on her, like, because he knew where we would go run. And they stopped and talked to each other, and it was what it was. Later on that day, she was like, yeah, so and so said, that girl, you with that girl, she thinks she all that with them stretch marks on her arm. And that was weird for her to relay that to me. Because,
why did she repeat?
I didn't even. And y'all looked like the situation was so messy. But it was just like, if that was her husband, like, why would you repeat that to me? Because it was not necessary to be said. You know what I'm saying? At that point, you trying to be mean, because why would you relay that? Like, if somebody said something nasty about you, unless it was somebody that was in your face trying to be your friend, I might give you little bits
like
and pieces.
You need to watch out for that.
Yeah, but if it was somebody like, even like Michael, like, and he matters to me, but he has nothing to do with you, where it's something I know is going to be hurtful to you, I just wouldn't say it.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
But it was that type of stuff. But wait, let me tell you, because it was like little stuff in between. But when I started recognizing, like, something is not right, I got engaged. So when I got engaged, and y'all be patient with me, I started the business yesterday, so it's just working. But when I got engaged, summertime is coming to Michigan. I posted my ring online. I posted like a slew of videos being like, y'all can't be dealing with these men who ain't gonna marry y'all. I was having a good time. I was joking.
She was being future.
I'll tone down a lot, but just joking. And we ended up meeting up after. What you look at the camera like that for? We ended up meeting up after that at the gym, because that was where we really connected. It was like our working out. And she was like, let me see the ring. And she was like, oh, it's not that small.
Ooh, child.
I had somebody say something.
It was always like stuff like that. I'm not going to even say how the relationship ended. You know how the relationship ended. You might know too, LaTrease, but if I give that, it's just going to be, I'm giving too much and I'm pulling somebody else into the situation. But it was just.
Okay, so
how long were we abused by people?
I used to make excuses for women, and that's why I stand 10 toes down on my boundaries now. No, I stand 10 toes down on my boundaries now, because in that relationship and other relationships, I would make excuses, because my homegirl, one thing I say about my homegirl Cartessa, she usually be on the money. When she tell me like, I don't like her, you need to watch her, I didn't know it's not like that. She had already put me hip and was just like, you kind of.
How long you been friends with Cartessa?
Since I was in the 9th grade.
Oh.
She kind of put me hip, and I kind of like, no, she not used to sisterhood. She's not used to having like a real genuine friend. So I'm gonna give grace. But even if you ain't never had no genuine friend, it feels good when you're dealing with somebody who empowering you, somebody who's nice to you, somebody who builds you up. So you shouldn't want to tear them down.
I think there's a difference between not being used to sisterhood and not being used to intimate friendships. Because my closest friend, Asia, like, I don't think she ever had a real friend in her corner until she got to college and was around other like-minded people. But I've had people in my life that weren't used to sisterhood, and they used to being close to people, but they're not used to being genuine. So it's a difference.
That's
it's a difference.
Yeah, genuine is definitely a difference, because genuine is going to show up for you when you need them in your time of need, versus as long as you can do something for me or you can benefit me, then I'm going to be around you or be in that circle with you. So just so you guys know, today, if it's not obvious, we are talking about warning friendships, setting boundaries, and choosing peace over, what's the word?
What is it?
So,
familiarity.
No, it just sounds so much smoother coming out of Cairo.
That's right.
Only that word. In my behind. So only that word.
So we're just talking about, sometimes you have to mourn friendships.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to grow, and sometimes when you elevate, you can't take everybody with you.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate, but it's true, because if you try to hold on to everybody and everything from your past, if they aren't growing with you, you're going to stay stagnant. That's just the reality.
And I also think, like, if someone loves you and they need well, especially girlfriends, like you know when you need to back up off your girlfriend if your energy is weird and she's trying to get herself together. But like if you love them and you see them growing and you want to continue to grow, you can always ask somebody as an adult, how can I show up better for you? How can I be a better friend? Or what do you need from me in this season? Like I know it sounds so like cliche, but if I want to continue to be your friend as an adult, you got to put in effort. Because I think I see my close friends from high school, from college, maybe once or twice a year. When we see each other, it's a great time.
Right.
But it's just about asking what you need and not being a hater. Like we might grow apart, but you can still be a part of their life.
And if you have like-minded people in your circle,
That's the thing.
It's
You
like-
really gotta have
Yeah.
like-minded people in your circle, because I realize, like, with me, I think that I'm cool. I know I'm kind to the people. You know, I'm not gonna be rude. I'm getting this mouth under control, but I know, like, I need like a certain type of person around me because I am very ambitious and I do have a strong mind. And if you don't know who you are, it may be intimidating.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to be like I am.
I think that's why I'm putting it all together. I think
Yeah.
that's some people don't really like.
Yeah. If you don't, but if you know who you are and you know what lane is yours and you know where you are going, regardless if you work at the post office and you 100% happy with your job, we're gonna be good. But if you
I got
are not happy with yourself or insecure, have some insecurities within you, then I irritate people.
But you know what? That's very mature of you to know.
Yeah,
who you
that's why
are as
I'm
a
being
person
upset.
and how you might know from people's feathers, because I think some people could be like, I'm bossy, and if they can't handle me, they can't handle me. Like, no, self-awareness.
No, yeah.
You can be very intentional and very career focused.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
So,
You know?
what I think is, if you hang around like-minded people, then it doesn't matter. Like, I have friendships from college. We don't see each other. We don't talk to each other every single day. But when we see each other, it's like we never skipped a beat.
Yeah.
Like, no time has passed. I'm positive when I go see my friends for this good old FAMU Howard game in August, it'll be like we just like we're back in our college days.
But you know, those type of relationships be different because me and that girl had a close relationship where we talked on the phone all the time. We saw each other frequently. So it's easier sometimes to maintain your friendship with people who you are not in close proximity with, where you're not sharing all your secrets and they don't have to deal with you when you hurt or when you're going through things.
I don't know, friend, because even with these relationships, like if I'm stressed or if I'm going through something, I still can call on them. Like, just because you're long distance doesn't mean that takes away from the friendship.
But no, it does not. But if you,
It's a different type of
it's a different type of friendship. If I'm fooling with you and you are dealing with some stuff that's internal, you don't feel like you are where you're supposed to be in life, you have whatever you have going on, you want to be married, because I feel like that was an issue. You want to be married in a committed relationship, and you don't have that. And I'm getting engaged. I'm moving in. I'm getting married. I'm making more money.
Yeah.
I'm elevating, and you feeling a little stuck.
I think that's when you run into people that are not fulfilled, and then they're trying to find what is the one thing that's wrong with her.
What it is.
And then I can nitpick at that.
That's what.
So I'm going to talk about your stretch marks because
You can't talk about
I can't talk about nothing else because I'm missing all these other
Yeah.
things. That is very weird energy. But this episode is about outgrowing people you love, especially when you're evolving and they're not, and that's okay.
Yeah, I'm not forcing nobody to live your life. Everybody got different paths in life. Everybody want different things in life. Like, I understand what I want, somebody else doesn't want it.
It's a Jay-Z line. I can't remember one of his songs where it was just like,
What I eat don't make you.
no, not. I mean,
No,
he got a lot. He got a lot of.
lines.
He got a lot of. But I think, was it on Boss or something like that? Like, basically, if everybody around you is not doing the same as you,
Yeah.
like you still in the same boat. Like, we want to grow
I like
with
the
you.
line better though. Why you so angry? I gotta buy bigger batteries, bigger plates.
You just got a lot of Jay-Z lines. But I feel like if you don't want to grow, then don't be mad at me because I do. Like, my husband calls me all the time. He calls me $1 trillion Tracy.
Period.
And I'm okay with that. Like, if other people can do it, why can't I? Like, why can't I be ambitious? Why can't I have audacious goals? And if you don't want to, that's fine. That doesn't mean that we can't still be friends.
Right.
But don't get mad at me because I'm not stopping right here. Like this is not. I'm gonna keep moving.
But everybody can't handle that. Like I said, I said something that was very clear. Like you have to be okay with who you are within yourself. I'm okay with who I am. I'm okay with the season that I am in right now. I can be around Tay and sell Tay a house that's not,
Very nice.
Expensive.
very expensive.
Very nice.
And tell her, that bust down is like, and I genuinely need it. It ain't because
Yeah.
that's, you know what I'm saying? Like,
You know what's interesting?
I love a girl. I love a girl boss. I love a feminine girl, Cairo. I love a girl who is like, I like happy women. I like women who are happy.
I saw a girl today on Instagram and she posted a video and the content was like just slapping. It was just immaculate. And I was just like, oh my God, who does your editing? Your videos are fire. And she was just like, I do most of them, but I also use this company. She didn't like gatekeep or nothing. And I follow her. She followed me back and I'm like, this is the type of energy I like. Like women supporting women. Like you did a fantastic job. That was a great reel. Like, why can't more people be like that? Like, as opposed to, they think they all that. Like, I don't understand that energy.
I think it's the lack mindset. It's that scarcity mindset and I've noticed that, especially with working, for the airline. Everybody want to feel important.
Mm-hmm.
Child, everybody got to feel important.
Even in real estate.
I noticed it in real estate.
Everybody got to feel important.
I was talking to Ashley about it. I'm like, this has been because I was able to step away a little bit and like I thought I was tripping in real estate. And I'm like, I was actually like everywhere. With social media culture, everybody has to be popping, everybody has to be sitting on the panel, everybody has to be in the front row, everyone has to know what I have going on, which is real. Like if it wasn't posted, it's not real. Like I have to remind myself that because
social media is not a real place.
It's really not.
It's not a real place, but I guess
it's a part of it. It's a part of the industry. It helps us to make money. It's
perception.
But I also feel like it makes some women who, like you said, are not super self-aware or confident, like just a little bit mean. Like it's a mean girl epidemic out here while we are super pro women's month, right? It's also like underlying tones of being a little bit ugly. And I hate it because I think like we don't understand the girls are watching us and they have more access to being grown and being older, being in the mix and being in the know. So we might mess around and make.
Can I say something?
I think that's. Go ahead, LaTrease.
So my cousin has been working on my social media on TikTok because I don't understand TikTok. TikTok is like badges and stripes and flowers and all kind of crazy. Like it's not what it used to be, right? So I was just like, can you just help me with it? She was like, okay, we're gonna get you a certain amount of followers. You have to have a certain amount of followers to go live on TikTok.
I think it's 1,000.
Yeah. So now my account has reached the status where I can go live. So whenever I feel like I go live when I get on 7.5 on Sunday. So I'm like, okay, I'm on radio. Let me go ahead and go live. And the TikTokers are so mean.
That's why I'm
they are so.
That's why I'm with TikTok.
And it's and I'm like, it's a part. She's like, TikTok and making money, and I'm like, I'd rather be on Instagram where people are nice because they are actually my friends. You got all these people from other countries. I'm on TikTok and I'm literally going live with him while he's like working on the song. Like he's literally editing the song, and I'm like, hey, this is my husband. Listen to this new song. And they're like, oh, he's fine. Is that your son? You're a stud. And like, just call me a stud and all this other stuff. Then another video I did when I was on the radio, and somebody was just like, do you like watermelon? I like watermelon. Like it was a person that was Caucasian
my God.
with watermelon jokes. And I'm just like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to do this. Like, but it's like social media is so important to real estate and
just business in general.
And it's exhausting because people are so mean.
You just gotta have thick skin.
It's helpful.
It's irritating.
We've seen realtors in our circle grow exponentially from social media, but you just have to be intentional about how you use it, especially when it comes to women uplifting women. Like it's no reason to be ugly to me. Like it's just not. I don't be caring. Also, I don't care.
Okay, so I know we kind of all over the place a little bit, but
yeah, because LaTrease, you was supposed to give an example of when
you had to let someone go.
I had to let someone.
Child, we are all over the place.
Yes. Okay. So real quick, a couple of points, just so we can leave some people with some bullets. This conversation might hit a little tender, but it's necessary. Okay. So don't be mad at us, girlies and guys. We're gonna talk about friendships, how they shift when money, mindset, or your journey changes. I would say one of my friendships that was a long time relationship, which I think the long time relationships are so hard to let go because you know the potential, you know what y'all used to be, you know what y'all been through, you know the history, and it's very, very difficult. It's very difficult sometimes to let those go because you're like, but they didn't used to be that way, and all this other stuff, whatever. So I had a situation with a friend from high school, have been friends for a very, very long time. She was the type of friend
Very,
that
very long time. If it was from high school.
Oh my God.
don't do that. Okay, I'm not that old. But either way, had been in my life for a long time. She was the friend that you know your friends. So whenever she had a relationship, she would kind of, disappear. And then whenever the relationship wasn't working out, all of a sudden she was available and she had all this free time. But we didn't fault her for it because we just knew that was her dynamic. She was very dedicated to her relationships.
Right.
So when she found out that Nick had proposed and I was getting engaged, she approached me and was just like, I can't believe I'm not one of your bridesmaids. And I'm like, you didn't even know I was getting married. Like, why would you be a bridesmaid? Now, granted, I did have 16 bridesmaids. But
that's a whole episode in itself.
But I didn't count you because you haven't been around. Bridesmaids should not be people you haven't talked to in 2 years.
I agree.
If you haven't talked to them in a long time, like, why are you going through this important moment with me and you haven't been around? So fast forward, Nick's sister at the time, she was getting ready to go to Spelman. And she was just like, I don't have capacity. I can't do it. So she backed out. So I was like, okay, the spot opened up. Like, you want it, it's yours. And she like had this whole emotional breakdown and cried and everything. And she became a bridesmaid. And she kind of started coming back around and like just doing a lot of stuff. Like, we'll come over and like wash dishes. Like stuff I didn't even ask her to do. But it was like, so she could tell other people, like tell other friends, like, yeah, did you do this and that? Because I did this and that. And I'm like, nobody actually.
Why do you want to do stuff like that for me, Cairo?
I don't wash my own dishes. I have housekeepers. So that's not going to happen.
Maybe dishwashers. I don't know. Like, when my friends
I'm
like,
not going to know anyone's home ever. And I'm looking at the camera so that everybody understands. I won't be doing that.
So anyways, fast forward.
Send me her number.
Sure, they will. But I'm
So
not.
fast forward, a situation occurred where we were like out for her birthday, and like it was just, to me, it was a little bit irresponsible because she had some bills that were due, and I was treating her out for dinner, and she decided to tell us at dinner, by the way, like my storage needs to be paid, and this and this and this and this and this, and I'm like, wait a minute. Why are we out to dinner if you need, like, we could have just used the money for that.
Right.
Like, we're not doing both. You know, like.
Did you clean up? Did you ask for the waiter to come in?
This was at the end of dinner. This was after we had already
Okay.
But beyond that, she ended up talking to a mutual friend of ours, and she was talking about me. And he relayed information back to me, sent me screenshots and everything, like, hey, don't know if this is really your friend, but, and I'm just like,
it's always embarrassing too when somebody else tells you about your friend. It's like when if a woman calls you about your man, I'm like, why is this happening to me?
He had the receipts. And I just sent them to her. And I had went to church with her. She had been begging me to go to her church. I didn't want to go to church because I didn't. That's a whole nother story. But I went anyways because it was like her birthday month. So I'm like, I'm going to go. And the pastor had been talking about the snake in the grass. And she was the snake in the grass. And I had to let her know, like, remember that sermon we listened to? You the snake in the grass. And it's just like the friendship just never ever went back to where it used to be. And it's just like, and it's not going to. It's just kind of like, I know what you are. I know you're about self. I know you're about you and your image and upholding and looking this certain type of way or whatever. But I would never talk about a friend like that. And I'm talking about, I've been a good friend, paying rent, like all kind of stuff. Like,
I would never, but
she's moved into my place. I mean, I got all kind of crazy stories.
Tracy be too nice.
I do be too nice.
I be a little nice to people I like too. If I be thinking they like me too,
But we have been friends, like I said, for a very long time. And to see that exchange, that conversation, it's just like, well, he was saying stuff too. And I'm like, but it doesn't matter.
You
supposed to be my friend. Like, you're supposed to be my friend. And that's what bothered me. And I was just like,
you still ain't taking accountability.
Like, it don't matter what he said. What matters is you're not clearing the air on why you said what you said. Because why are you telling a stranger at this point? Because all you know him from is he follows me and now he's talking to you. You don't even know that's really my friend. Like, and even if he's talking about, I don't care because you're pretending to be this person that you're not. You're pretending to be this best friend and you're not. So I had to let go.
She was let go.
Yeah, she was let go. So she was not a part of the evolution.
Period.
I got some right.
And I wish she wasn't in the damn wedding. Now that you say that.
Yeah, she didn't do it anyway. You made
Circumstantial. But I mean, all of this stuff happened after the wedding, you know, so it is what it is. But yeah, so we were the vows, you know, it's not, it might still be 16 bridesmaids, but it might be 16 new people. Who knows? Yes, you are
Not
definitely.
coming is insane.
Y'all gonna be in the new batch. You might have 20
You got 20,
bridesmaids.
I'm not coming.
Oh my God.
And it was so
If it's more than
angry.
5, I'm not
More than 5.
coming.
I might have 2 people.
I'm
Two
not
sisters.
coming. So pick 3 more people.
You know, I have too many people important in my life.
You don't.
I do. I'm close with every single one of them.
She close with everybody.
No,
Leonidas the dog, they used to be at my house. She close with everybody.
Not everybody, but I do have a strong circle of women. I'm an Eastern Star. I'm surrounded by great women.
That is beautiful. I ain't gonna have all the folks in my house.
No.
That's fine. Y'all are intimate people. That's fine. But y'all know I'm a social butterfly. So
Let me
let me fly like a bird. All right. So really quickly, your growth isn't betrayal. It's alignment. Okay. The moment you realize you're not on the same page with somebody that used to be in your inner circle, how does that feel like?
I think.
I can't hear you, Cairo.
You can't hear us at all?
What do you
No,
mean?
I can't hear you.
Like the moment that you realize the relationship is not going to be the same, or just like you had an aha moment?
So, like a personal story or a client scenario where the friendship shifted after you bought a home, you started a family, you became more financially disciplined, or you entered a soft life or faith-centered season, like something that shifted in you and your mindset, and then you realized, wait, we're not aligned.
I feel like even in the season of being a realtor, I have adjusted how I interact with people. You know what I'm saying? Because we can be on 2 different journeys. I can be a little bit more faith focused at this season of my life, or focus on having a family, because at one point that was my main priority. It's just growth. I mean, I might feel a way about it. I talked to Future about something the other day, and I was just like, oh, this is disappointing, you know? But at the same time, like, we move on, we prevail. It's life.
So, with you being younger, do you have any friends that you feel like, while you're in the stage of trying to invest and grow, that they're just living for the weekend or living for the moment?
No, I don't really attract those types of people because they don't think that I'm fun, if I'm being honest. Most of my friends are a little bit older than me, or they kind of have that same energy, or they don't invite me to the stuff where it's like, oh, let's just turn up. I used to feel a way about that. Actually, I will speak to that. Most of the people from my high school went to a specific, like, state college, and I was one of the few that did not. I'll be like, dang, they're still getting together, they're still having fun. And someone had to explain to me, like, oh, you don't like you're having a good time when you come out with us. You know, in hindsight, baby, I was not having a good time. But it's not that you all enjoy yourself. You have a wonderful time. I don't drink like that. I'm not a smoker. I've never been a smoker. So it's like, I'm having a good time, but it's not like I'm lit and I'm turned up. I had to be okay with finding people who enjoy the same things. Like my best friend, Aisha, she's turning 28. Girl, we got our matching outfits. We going to Disney World for the day. Then we're going to go to the spa. And we're going to have a good time. Like, we're having a good time. And then when I had my birthday, all of my friends were flown out, you know, to Tulum. And we had massages on the beach. And I paid for the transportation. And we had a wonderful candlelit dinner. And I'm like, because we owe. That's not true. We weren't that close then, ladies. I remember you were calling me because I was on the beach having fun, even calling my dad, telling him that I needed to come home.
Not for your birthday.
Yes, it was.
That's not true.
It is true.
I would never say
Clock
that.
it.
Come home on their birthday.
She was like, she told me, because I was probably on
She was
the month
somewhere else.
before that, and the
She
month
was
before
somewhere
that.
else.
No.
She was somewhere else.
Anyway.
She had went. Cairo was having such a good time.
I was having a ball. I can't wait to get back.
She was having such a good time. She went and got me some red bottles. Then she was in Miami. Then she was in Arizona. Then I'm just
I was
like,
having fun. But anyway, I just started bringing people into my circle and doing the things that I enjoy. And then I found my tribe. So
I got a question because I have been around you, and I didn't even cut you off. I'm sorry, but sometimes, like, Cairo was young, and I appreciate the fact that she is okay with trying to navigate this being an adult thing. I know, like, everybody knows that Cairo is a wife, and she desires to be a wife. And some women, maybe they aren't those type of women, or they've been hurt by men, so they on guys ain't nothing type. They on that type of time. How are you navigating that space with women who do not respect, where you want to go with your life? Because you are not like a woman who's like
bitter,
and she's just not like like how I'm a boss. Like, I'm like bossy. I make money. I work. I don't mind. Cairo is very much not that type of woman. She knows how to make money. She knows the importance of making money, but that's not the most important thing to her.
yeah.
So I've saw different people say stuff to you, or kind of just have their opinion about, you wanting to be a wife and that being a desire of yours.
What's for me is not for everybody else. I was raised to desire that, and it's genuinely something that God's put on my heart for me to be a God-fearing woman and to raise a family that's centered around God and to submit to my husband. Like, that is what is on my heart. That's what I want to do when I say a job has been well done. When it's that time, like, that's what I want my purpose to be. It will be greater than that. I'll have more of an impact on my community and, whatever, but that's what I think is good for me. So I will be darned if I let a woman tell me that my purpose is not intentional because it's not aligned with what God has told her to do. I really don't care.
Okay.
I don't really care too much. Sometimes it is difficult because the men have their limitations at times, and you're like, oh, I met somebody and I think it's gonna work out. But baby, my husband, I'm so excited for him. Like, I have not met him yet in this season, but I'm grateful.
Have you had like a time where you prayed to God specifically for what you're looking for, or asking Him for what your husband looks like? I've heard a lot of women that have done that, and then it's been delivered. So
it has never been what he looks like. It has been his heart posture, his character.
Well, I'm not saying physically or like attractive.
Yeah,
I'm saying like,
it is some characteristics because I'm real with God, and I know what will create longevity in my situation. So
maybe you should do that.
It's some things that I
Maybe you should
haven't cleared out.
No, she said she didn't talk to God about it. I think it was just miscommunication.
But the face specific,
Yeah, that's what
you're fine.
I'm not talking about
that.
like the physical.
Yeah,
I'm talking about just period, like the characteristics and the qualities and the character of a man that you want.
Oh,
like some of the
100%.
things you want to possess.
I was still having a good time.
I have a good time, and I lead, and I think that's what I love about myself and why I don't get burnt out from dating, because I lead with good energy and I'm honest from the beginning, and I give everybody I start, and that's my problem sometimes. I'll start you with an A, like, you my husband until you're not, you know what I'm saying? Maybe that's my problem. I don't know that. But I'd be like, okay, maybe it's you, because it's not me. It's for God. But no, I do not let these young women who are not focused on that, because we need them to do what their purpose is, so that, you know, the world will go round. But I know for me and mine, that's what I'm supposed to be here to do.
So, Future, do you, because you were a younger mom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any situations where people start acting weird with you because you became a mom? Tell us about that. Because I know you've had to have some different friendships over the course of your life, and all the different things you've done, going from being a young parent to going to school, going to work, getting your master's.
I don't think that any of my friends per se started acting funny towards me when I got When I had my babies, when I got pregnant with Destiny, really we was kids, so kids kind of slow. They embraced it, they was just like, ooh, the baby, and come in to see Destiny, and you know what I'm saying? I think that the way I was carrying on was a little bit confusing for people. So, I'm the young girl with the baby. Their parents would say stuff in front of me, like wild stuff. Like, I remember my girlfriend mama told her, don't see, and I was there, and it was like, why couldn't you say that when I wasn't around? It was valid what she said, not I'm a mother, but she was like, don't be like her. Don't go get pregnant like her.
Mm-hmm. That was so ugly.
It was mean.
That was so ugly.
And it's just like, I still know her. I still have respect for her. I'm still kind, but yes, it's something I was a kid. I ain't forgot it because it was just like, damn, like you couldn't say that when I left. Like, I wasn't proud to be pregnant. I was going through a lot of emotions and I was disappointed. I've never been like a hopeless person. I had this vision for my life. I was going to go to Howard. I was going to do this and I was going to do that. And God is good, God is so good to me. But
so you're gonna come to the family?
Yeah, I am gonna come. I was not who said it. Yeah. I was trying to get vacated by Howard. I kind of did through her, but it was more so situations like that. I didn't really start like my relationships always get weird as I grow into a better woman. When I'm hanging and was doing a little drinking, never been a heavy partier, but I had a summer when I hung out with my cousin who stabbed me in the back. I was hanging with her heavy. I was gambling, everybody know, I used to gamble. We was good, but when I was like, okay, I'm not doing these things no more, like how they say, like, you don't have to cut people off, they will cut you off. People just fell away from me. That has just been like a constant in my life where I don't have a situation. And even where I've had to address certain things with people, I don't have any situations where I'm mad at anybody. I don't know how they feel about me. They shouldn't be mad because I've never been disrespectful. Even if I'm in a relationship, it's not no rah. It's just like, this does not serve me anymore. It does not serve you, or I don't like the way I'm being treated in this relationship. I'm going to. I'll tell you, like, if I'm not your friend, LaTrease, I'm not going to stop calling. I'm gonna tell you, like, we're no longer friends.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy. I don't like conflict, so I'll never say
it. Ain't conflict. It's not no conflict.
Because
I'm not screaming it out. Or sometimes it needs to be said because what I don't want you to do is keep calling my phone. When this relationship is
acting like everything is normal.
Yeah, but what I don't want you to do is stop. Because I'm a good friend.
Or if it's the person that's just a negative Nancy and it's just draining you and it's just like, you only happy when I'm miserable. Like if I'm venting about something, then you're that friend that's just like, oh yeah, girl. Yeah. And then you got all the scenarios and everything. But then when I'm happy, it's just like
silence. Just watching.
I saw Ian. Shout out to Ian, the Master Investor. I followed him, and I got Michael like one of his packages one year. I follow him on Instagram. He posted something this morning. He was just like, beware of people who are miserable and want to make you miserable too. Mm-hmm. He was like, be careful where you allow yourself to be, who you allow yourself to be around, protect your energy. Mm-hmm. And it's the truth. Misery truly does love company in most cases.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that's been my situation for me.
So that just goes hand in hand with the next area, which we kind of already talked about, but like conversations that feel draining. You feel like you have to dim your light. You ever been around somebody where you feel like you can't really celebrate your success because you feel like you're gonna be judged or they're gonna look down or not be happy for you?
You can just tell, or when you saying something and it's just like, oh, y'all know the vibes.
Wait.
Y'all know the vibes.
Or look, this is a good one. Their advice that they have for you is rooted in fear or lack. So like you have somebody where you're trying to tell
but you gotta know better than that. Like I was telling Tay, like it's certain people. I think I've told Cairo this. Like it's certain people.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say it.
Go ahead and say it.
My best friend, everybody know my best friend Danielle. Danielle, she will respect it if she sees it. Danielle ain't really feeling me in right now. She's not. I don't really talk to Danielle about stuff that goes on in my marriage. Like I have to be very, very upset to have a conversation with Danielle about what's going on in my marriage because I don't think that she has any, she don't get this. She's been married a few times. She ain't tripping about me being married, but I just know she just does not feel the best about me right now as a whole, and my husband is a man. So when certain stuff go on, it's not that I'm keeping it from her. I just don't know if she's gonna give me the best advice because
she's not. You got a rah.
Yeah, she's not feeling. Yeah, she's not feeling me.
Yeah, somebody.
And she a ride or die to a point. She ain't really gonna tell me if I'm wrong. She gonna be like,
you get my
she ain't gonna really tell me I'm wrong. She gonna be like, and he probably did something to you.
That's how she talks.
He's gonna did that to you. You've been working for you tired. She is gonna be like he said I'll cook it up and you tired. So it's just certain stuff I don't really say that.
This week though, Future. You need friends, you need balance. Like they're gonna hold you accountable and that aren't just gonna be like, rah. But everybody has that friend that's like that right now. Like, I don't care what you did, I don't care what you said, and I'm just gonna rap for you. And you need that too, because sometimes you have to figure out what friend you want to call for that conversation. Because sometimes you don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear it.
I just call her and be like, Cairo was looking at me funny when we were shooting that podcast. She gonna be like, what's wrong with them bitches? She gonna be ready. Like what? I would be like nothing.
Okay, so anything else y'all want to tag along with people that intentionally kind of try to hold you back based off of their fears?
Let them go.
I'm not gonna even say that I have not let everybody go who I can tell they self is rooted in fear. We don't rap it because I heard her whisper something.
No, I coughed. I'm like, please cut that out.
Crazy. Okay, we cut out. But I think we even had people that are closer than I've had people in my life that are closer than friends who have given me advice that's rooted in fear. Where it's just I'm gonna be real. Family.
You gonna do that? Especially being in this entrepreneur space.
Yeah.
Where nothing is guaranteed. Nothing is solid. You don't have every 2 weeks you getting paid, none of that. You gonna do that? Oh my God. Like when I got my office space, you gonna commit to paying for an office and you don't even have guaranteed income? Yes.
When I got this space, like I was looking for this, that, and it was just like I talked to Michael. Michael was like, well, do what you want to do. And it was just like, I need you to hype me like, yeah, do that. And I think that he just
and how many years you been here now?
2 minutes. Look, 2 minutes. It ain't nothing. Like, it's something. I'm paying something. But I knew I could do it. That fear started creeping in. But people, I learned that early too because I bought a house and somebody told me not to buy it. And it turned out to be that I had to pay some extra money for my rental property. But it's been great to me. It's been paying me well every month.
So I'm just going to hit these real quick pointers. And then if y'all want to add on to that, then that's what we'll do. Okay, so some people unintentionally hold you back out of their own fears.
That's what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then having a lack mindset versus an abundance mindset. Sometimes the friends that you grew up with don't necessarily have the same mindset as you grow. Because when you start to change the people that you interact with and the environment that you're around, your mindset starts to change.
For sure.
And if they aren't hanging around maybe people that are going to help them progress, then their mindset may be stagnant or stay where they are. And that's fine. If you're okay and you're content with whatever it is that makes you happy, then that's good. Now, if you're not happy and I'm trying to tell you how we can elevate together and you decide not to do it and then you're upset because the other person did it, then that's a whole other story.
I mean, but even realistically, let's keep it real. When you start to grow and you start to make more money financially, sometimes your relationships are going to suffer because the stuff that you can afford to do now that your friends can afford to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just stuff that I'm doing that my friends is not. They're not capable of doing it. They're not able to do that right now at this time. And, that's okay. But I know a couple of my close relationships has suffered because we sell real estate. We make money really fast and we're really good at selling real estate. It's just different, even like when we booked our trip and it was just like, okay,
that was a fun moment for me.
Yeah, because LaTrease be being fake.
I can't wait to see you guys.
Yeah, I'm ready.
That was exciting. No, that is a big thing because sometimes I'm very spontaneous and very sporadic and I'll be like, hey y'all, let's go here, let's do this, let's do that. And then it's like, I think even when concerts and shit coming. I said I wanted to to do a makeup class. So I was like, hey, let's do a makeup class. It's going to be $100 per person. And people was like, you want me to come up with $100 in a week? And I was just like,
see, I pretty much got all them people out of my lives respectfully.
Oh my God.
and I was like,
For
you don't
real.
have to come, but I'm not paying for everybody to go to the.
They love you because
I go by myself. Ooh, I'll go by myself.
So I'm still gonna do that makeup class, but it's gonna be people that can afford to pay for it themselves. Cause I get tired. Like
I want to say something, but I don't even want to irritate the internet because I know everybody complaining about the price of groceries and stuff right now.
Go ahead and say it, Future.
No, because we ain't about to make the end of the
You
year.
got a whole bunch of eggs in your refrigerator.
I mean, I just don't like, depending on a person's lifestyle. Like, I am I'm grown, I'm aware. Everybody's lifestyle is different. Some people are trying, and we all been there where just trying to figure out, or you trying to make ends meet, but you are looking for something better. You are trying to elevate, but people kind of just like stagnant or okay with settling for less, and we gotta have. And I don't have $100.
Like when I heard that,
That's
and
irritating.
I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks. I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks, and it was like, oh my gosh. So even
You ain't gonna have $100.
so
You can be economically aware of what's going on. I am realizing that. Like at one point, I 100% was not aware of what was economically going on because I was in my own little world. La-di-da-di-da. So I respect being like, hey, y'all, stuff is getting tight. But I think you do have to hang out in your tax bracket.
Yeah.
Like hang out with the people who can do the stuff you want to do.
Even if somebody got the money and they like, LaTrease, I am trying to be a little bit more disciplined in this season. Because it's a difference between having the money and just making better choices. I can respect that. Like I can respect that 100%. Like we know, like Cairo is going to it. Like if she's like, Future, I can't do that because I'm trying to get this stuff together.
100%.
I can respect it. But when you like, how I'm going to come up with $100, that's crazy to me. Like, we pushing 40. I'm 36.
oh,
You like
wait,
45?
I got so okay. Okay, so y'all
she didn't catch it. LaTrease to be 40.
okay. I'm not even listening to this because I'm so fine and fly.
Very beautiful. Very
Thank you. So, okay. 2003, I graduated high school. 20-year, I planned our 10-year reunion. I had a committee, all of the things. It was great. It was amazing. So when the 20-year came around, it was like, okay, LaTrease, what are we doing? And I planned, and it's, y'all know I'm extra. I was really willing to put the bill on some of the things, but I think we narrowed the price down to maybe like, I don't know, it may have been somewhere between $1 and $150 per person. But it was a weekend, like us blocking out Metro Park, having a shed, having a DJ, having food, having an event, and then having a party at a hall, decorations, bartender, all of the things for $150.
Oh, y'all did good.
And I told people, and this is what we negotiating like crazy. My cousin used our board discount to book this venue. Like it was a lot of stuff that we did to make it as cost friendly as possible. And then I had people telling me like, how do you expect us to come up with this money? It's just not fair. And I'm like, I even put a Klarna link on there.
This
Like,
is
you
our
could pay-
20-year reunion. This is what I'm saying. Like,
My mom just had her, what y'all at 20, so what she at 40?
I'm not at 20.
Not, girl.
You almost there, okay?
I don't know, my mom was at her 50, so it was a decent reunion time. And they had to cancel.
These people do not have the money. They
And
don't.
she was like, they had a committee and they planned a trip or whatever, and literally nobody wanted to go because they didn't want to spend the money, and so they canceled the first for travel, so she was gone.
We paid, so we had to pay to book the hall and book, like we had to pay deposits on the vendors, and we were struggling to get our money back because we didn't have.
That's bad energy. That's bad energy, though.
Y'all didn't want to hang out with them.
So that's bad energy. So that's why that's bad energy.
So it's not just like family and friends. It's just sometimes just life. Like when
That's
I
what happened. It's life be life, and because I was
I understand, but Klarna, it was $16. It was $16 installments. Like
Or like how she does credit repair and people be like, we're going on a whole nother top. They don't want to pay the $36.
$6 set.
Let's girl, let's go.
oh, you
Well,
missed
we
the whole speakers conversation.
Y'all did. We gonna go ahead and we gonna let's wrap it up so we can go.
Okay.
I got a gift card from a friend from Morton's. We can get us something.
Oh, let's go to Morton. Come on. All right, y'all.
Y'all gonna make
All the way, all together, let go of those women or friends or men who are not encouraging you to be better. And when you're doing better, they're not clapping for you.
And
Go ahead.
yeah, get off of that because I think a lot of times people be stuck because we had that whole no new friends thing. Be open to new friends.
And
You grow. Be open to new friends.
And you can find really good friends on social media. Like your tribe may not be
Oh my
like
goodness.
who you think it is. You may be able to find people that click with you, that mesh with you. I was randomly, I don't know why, because I'm like generally shy, but I was like messaging people like, hey, let's go have hot chocolate because I don't drink coffee. And they were like randomly meeting me as far as
So that's how
the internet click. I randomly sent internet message like, hey, let's go have some hot chocolate and coffee.
that's how we started being friends.
Really?
Like,
What's your Facebook? And it just went from there. You want to go hang out?
like sometimes it just takes that, and then but when energy is real, and even Morgan, like I did the same thing with Morgan,
I remember you.
and me and her just meshed. She even gone to church with me and everything. Like sometimes it's just organic. Like when you click with somebody, you just click, and if you don't, that's fine. But you can't be afraid to step outside the box. So before we close, really quick, it's okay to outgrow, or wait, it's okay to grow out of people you love. You're not selfish. You're becoming. So. That's the takeaway. We're talking about
where you grow.
go where you grow.
Yes, go where you grow.
I like that.
And if you find yourself being a little jealous or a little bit envious or something, like just lean in and ask. Most of the time, people are more than willing to show
Especially
you
with somebody you love.
Right.
Like, hey, come with me. I don't want to leave anybody behind.
No.
Like let's elevate. Let's grow together. Like let's do it. Like. Don't just sit there and complain. Like,
Because I want to make that clear. I'm not judging people based on where they are. Because there's some people who will look at my lifestyle and be like, what a pity. But it's just that people don't complain and not want to be better because that's bad energy. And I do not want to be around that.
Mm-hmm. And if you're okay with where things are, that's fine. I'm not judging
that
either.
Be your friend.
Oh,
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, just don't be envious. That's just all I'm just saying. Don't be envious.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you guys. We're going to be more organized, y'all.
Wait. One more. I still love you, but I'm in a different space now.
No, this all
That's
is
it.
All right. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you
Thank you so much.
subscribe.
All the things.
All of the things.
Yes.
Follow us.
Like, subscribe.
Give us feedback in our DMs.
And what do you
Not
think?
for the-
Let us know what you think about the new layout.